So here is the engine out of the 1991 318. And the only reason I'm making this video is because we'll eventually go through this engine. I was cleaning the frame, and there are two things that are really interesting about this machine. We'll go out and look at the frame first. Sorry, it's dark. But I was in the process of rinsing the frame off, and I noticed one small thing. If you can see it, you might not be able to see it. There on the top of the oil cooler right here, there's a socket. It is a Thorson 7/16. That was in there, which I just left it there. I was going to show it to you in the daylight. And but then when I went to go, I pulled the air cleaner off this engine, and I didn't catch this earlier. But I was looking over the engine, trying to decide, took the drive shaft off and everything, decided how I wanted to proceed. And I looked down in there, and you see that right there? What is that? Oh, hey. It is a... Good grief, how did somebody get it in here? It's half of a pair of pliers. You know, never found two bits and pieces of a tool in a 318 before. Found a socket one time in a carburetor 110, but never, makes you wonder what happened to the other half of the pliers. Oh well. I was gonna go in the trash. But anyway, got this engine out of the 91. For the couple of suggestions were that the drive shaft was what was causing the problems, and I've thoroughly inspected this. This is the drive shaft that came out of the 91, and I've thoroughly inspected it, and there's no wobble or play in it. The drive shaft's perfectly fine. But the air cleaner was very plugged. There was mouse droppings and all kinds of stuff in the bottom of the air cleaner here. You can see how dirty it was. So I'm guessing this engine has a significant amount of wear on the inside. That's just my hypothesis at this point. If you look down on the throat of the carburetor, it looks pretty good, but we'll keep that clean. I'll keep that closed so it stays clean. So we're going to tear into this in the next part of the video. It'll probably be a couple days later, but that'll be the next step. Also, we'll go ahead probably here pretty quick as soon as we get some, since everybody likes their firewall foam. I have cleaned the 91 frame, as you just saw. So as soon as I get some firewall foam, we'll put this engine in. Everything that I did to the engine, the only thing I did not do that I said I was going to do is check the valve latch. Mostly because I didn't feel as though it was warranted to do that at this point in time. The compression's perfectly fine, no problem with the engine, so we're just gonna let it sit. Air gap the PTO. I still need to replace the spark plugs. I'll stop by either the auto parts store or Deere tomorrow and get new sparks plugs. I have replaced the fuel lines. I don't know why this fuel line looks so old, because it's brand new. And so anyway, but it looks like it's an older type of fuel line. I couldn't find a date on it. XL fuel line, 1/4 inch. Anyway, so the fuel line has been replaced going to the carburetor. The pump has been cleaned. The line has been replaced going from the pump to the crankcase. I've cleaned all the electrical connections. I've still got that one to clean, but I've cleaned all of these. I still gotta hook the spark plugs back up. I've replaced this. This is a different piece because that other piece was busted. Over here, vacuumed out the entire engine, so it's nice and clean. The oil pan is on. So I think overall, this engine, aside from the spark plugs, is ready to go into the 91 as soon as I am done with done prepping the 91 frame. So, yeah, that's where we're at so far. So next part of the video will be me probably I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll probably work on the 91 frame a little bit. I actually do have some firewall foam. So, and then also we'll start pulling parts off the 90 to put on the 322. The two machines I have not touched. I have not touched the 85 with the replacement P218, and I have not touched the 83 at all since I bought it. 83 has not moved since about 2 days after I bought it. So 83 will be the last machine that I cover in this series, mostly because I think it needs a little bit more work than I have time for at the moment. So the 83 is actually behind the shop over there. So let me get all my junk cleaned up, and we'll call it a night. The 140 is in here because I had to replace a bolt in the seat. Nothing's wrong with it. I just needed light to do it. So I actually may change the oil because we've been using a little bit around the yard and whatnot. So probably needs a good cleaning. It's kind of dirty. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Well, this is just a quick update. I got the P218 from the 1990 into the 1991. I didn't get any video of me putting it in or anything like that. Just didn't feel like taking a video. I haven't done much. All the videos that you've seen in the last week were from basically 2 weeks ago. Or a week and a half ago, something like that. No, 2 weeks, yeah, last week, 2 weeks ago. Basically because I've been busy doing some other things. So anyway, I spent about 2 hours tonight working on this machine. And like I said, just didn't feel like taking a video. I did opt to go ahead and put the firewall foam on it. This is a kit that I bought from the guy that sells them. Not really impressed with it, because the way I know it has to be oversized, but you know, honestly, I just don't like it. So we'll see how it looks with the side panels and everything, but all the sticky is still on it, and so it's just folding over on itself, and it was difficult to put in, but we got it in. Got the drive shaft greased and everything, so that's all done. But yeah, we'll go ahead and fire it up. I have not adjusted the throttle. The only reason the air cleaner is just kind of sitting here, mostly because I didn't want anything. I'll put the lid on it so nothing falls in the carburetor. So I haven't adjusted the throttle yet, but we'll go ahead. It is warm because I've run it, but we'll figure we might as well hear it run. So it's idling a little slow right now. Engine sounds really, really good. Stumbles a little bit. That's to be expected with the way it's adjusted. It smells like it's a little rich, so I'll have to investigate that some. Have not replaced the plugs yet, so I'll get that done here in a little bit. It's just got straight 30 weight in it, 30 weight oil. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll make somebody a nice machine. I'll get all the side panels on it the rest this week. I do think I have one brake pad that's dragging, so I'll work on the brakes on this machine as well, and I will go from there. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. Like I said, I think it's going to make somebody a nice machine. We'll see what kind of deck. I haven't looked at any of the decks that I bought yet, but we'll take the best deck and put on this, and then it can go down the road, because I certainly don't need it here, and I need the space and the time. So be happy when it goes down the road.